Spider drones are just not allowed in 2019. They make it just so very difficult to get any, proper camera work done. It's, Anyway, I wanted to show you what our most promising engineer of the juvenile variety has worked up. This is the we have a great many components sketched for the infinity magnet motor. You see the gears, and this would be around a central hub, which would be the axle. It would engage the axle in the center. And you can see the spiral, the 6 and the 9. You just reverse you just use opposite polarities. You use the north polarity side up. The north is the black. Rather, I mean, traditionally the south would be the black, and then the white. They're not actually white. They're metallic. They're shiny. But the white would be the north polarity side, and so I mean, you just put the ball in there. It cannot break its entrainment, so to speak. It cannot, because oppositely, inside the one half of the ball, and the other half is the same way. It's just got an opposite polarity, so those snakes will constantly be embattled. They'll be repelling each other, and it'll go so quick, and it'll turn these gears so hard. And yeah, anyway, he got into all this stuff. I need to adjust the frequency set so he doesn't end up doing this. But I guess he got bored, and this is just a couple hours work here. That was more like an hour and a half. Then you can see the little crane arm thing that catches the ball. And he told me he didn't have time to show, but the mechanism is like having a magnetic ring and then slipping it through on your middle finger, and then just like slipping it through. And that's what sheds the ball into the two closing cups, and they're running on rails, inside of a cylinder. At least, well, I mean, you just close the two halves, and then and all the balls drop in. You have a crane hand thing that just drops them like this. It catches them when they part. This happens pretty quick, and just catches them when they part. And it's a well, it kind of resembles this gun mechanism that I was looking at, actually. But yeah, I mean, this kid's very talented. Yeah, I think this is the best one. I had him. I'm a stand-up guy. I had him sign the patent paperwork, and if he does the right thing, in 10 years, he'll get his cut. Money can ruin a kid. You just gotta watch it, He doesn't know he was involved in this, But he'll stays on the straight and narrow path, we'll see it to it. Anyway, folks, that's how you have to do it. You have to come across as a supervillain. For if you don't, I mean, there can be no progress in the world. Not ever. Not ever. I don't want to just, pass the buck, to to the next generation, you know, and have like a, you know, turn it into a national contest, you know, classes, you know, class members, you know, everybody in the whole elementary school class, you know, teams up and tries to make the infinity magnet motor, you know, independently. And then they all get together and, you know, right, you know, the finalist classes get together and they all go to this big convention, you know, they go to, I mean, how it will work, I mean, they go to, like, tri-state, like, conventions. It'd be a big, you know, publicized thing. And the media would show up, everybody, you know, all the social media and the, you know, if the networks are still around. And they just, you know, they'd that's how it would be decided. And there'd be a huge prize. I mean, you know, big vacation and all that, you know. I don't know. I don't know about a package. You know, they you know, choose how to spend the money. You know, that would help. Yeah, you know, they have autonomy there. You know, don't want anything, you know, lying in wait for them. Want to make that easier. But yeah, I mean, you know, a summer vacation deal, you know, once they figure it out, I mean. Anyway, I don't want to do that, you know. That shouldn't have to happen. I mean, are they, you know, they're really going to target a whole class, you know, and destroy their lives and you know, it's better this way. What I'm doing right now. Well, you know, something happened to my computer. Something happened to it. The Dania construct tells me that I'm never going to find out what they did. I'm never going to find out how it was done. I used to take multiple USB drives around with me and some SD cards. A whole bunch of those were stolen. For some reason, I've just neglected to do that in more recent times. And oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll be. Oh yeah, you know, all I need is money. That's all anybody needs, huh? Just money, huh? How are you gonna get beyond Antarctica? You know, how are you ever going to be able to play Minecraft for real? How are you even simply going to be able to go visit your Uncle Frank, who's been languishing, you know, in the mountains of Kentucky? You know, and you haven't talked to him for years, and he's a recluse, and he's declining. His health is declining, but he has this great, you know, you just go there. You just decide, get in your infinity magnet motor powered aeroplane and pay him a visit, you know. You don't have to fuel the thing up or anything. You never have to fuel it. It's a very low maintenance vehicle. You just go there and you know, you check up with Uncle Frank, and you come to find out he's got this great business idea. And who knew, you know? Who knew he was such a shrewd and inventive guy, whatever the case. You know, you had some memory, you know, of some of the stuff he got up to, but, you know, who knew it would blossom into this, and yeah, then you go pay, you know, you set that up. You know, you take Uncle Frank with you. And then you go pay, you know, pay an old friend to visit. You know, and then you go exploring. Beyond Antarctica. You just decide to go on an expedition. The Earth really is flat, and there's a whole lot more real estate out there than they would have you know. I mean, even if you, insist that can't be true. I mean, how is it that we're ever going to get anywhere? How is it that we're ever going to create a sustainable future if we don't have unlimited energy? If you are not absolutely free to go wherever you want to go, you and everybody, We're going to be dealing with the same old problems, and they're going to continue with the old scarcity lie and how there are limited resources, and there's, and things, it really will be Malthusian. Things will get more and more vicious as time goes on. We're seeing the beginnings of it. All that the social engineering is geared towards that. Now, obviously, I don't have any kids under mind control. I'm not, come on. That just, this obviously has my style. I'm not, I wouldn't do that. The old central nervous system is still mainly intact, even after all I've been through. Anyway, I'm going to, dress this thing up and put a little poem and, I don't know. And I'm just going to sell it as like a postcard. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I can't trust it, Any of my online businesses, they've never made a dime for me. Everything's hacked, and they just run this little operation against me and prevent me from making any money. So, I guess I could try setting up another Patreon. Maybe you could donate to my cause. I mean, it's stuff like the infinity magnet motor that's gonna matter in the end. All the rest of this stuff. I mean, you're blowing against the wind. You're just blowing against a hurricane. It's a joke, I mean, you want real change, you ought to see goats or sheep in the background grazing on this grass. Largely left to their own devices. Maybe, somebody could construct a shelter, for them, some place they can weather a storm. But other than that, I mean, you wouldn't need to do any of that. And I think, the nanny goats could be milked sometimes. And, eventually, I mean, they could be slaughtered and butchered. I mean, And we need to stop spraying all this, with the DuPont herbicides and pesticides. Is that too much to ask? I mean, don't they have other products? Of course they do. Haven't they made enough money? Haven't they dominated the economic landscape for long enough? I'm telling you, friends, I'm telling you that it's all this, your world is going to change. Your world is going to change for the better. It can work. It really can work. Thank you so much for watching, friends.